From the Netherlands, let's go to Kenya, shall we? And the Supreme Court there has ruled that William Ruto was properly elected president, dismissing several petitions seeking to annul the result of the 9th August election. His rival, Raila Odinga, and others had alleged there had been massive fraud. But in a scathing ruling, the judges said some of the petitioners had falsified evidence. Mr. Ruto garnered 50.5% of the vote in the closely fought election against 48.8% for Mr. Raila Odinga.
Since 2013, this court has issued many recommendations arising from the determination of 3 petitions challenging the election of the president-elect. The recommendations are meant to improve our electoral landscape and hence aid in the development of our democracy. In this regard, this court has been greatly aided by the contributions also of the amici curie, and the court places a heavy premium on those briefs that were filed and those which were admitted. The final orders made by the courts. This is a unanimous decision of the court, and we make the following orders. 1, the presidential election petition number E005 of 2022 as consolidated with the presidential election petition numbers E001, 2, 3, 4, 7, and 8 of 2022 are hereby dismissed. As a consequence, we declare the election of the first respondent as president-elect to be varied under Article 143 of the Constitution. This being a matter cutting across the public interest, we order that each party do bear their own costs.
Let's stay in Kenya, and Yusuf Farah Yusuf is a broadcast journalist with Kenya Broadcasting Corporation. He joins us via Zoom for the very latest there in Kenya. So let's talk about the immediate reaction after that ruling by the Supreme Court.
Yes, indeed. A very good evening to you. We are coming to you live from Nairobi, Kenya, and immediately after this results were announced, a mixture of reactions that elicited from both camps, the winning camp, of course, being happy that their win was upheld by the Supreme Court, 7-judge bench to be particular. But of course, the nemesis camp, which sort of feels like this was supposed to be the court that sort of nullified the elections and then declared them winners. They're dissenting, and in particular, the deputy presidential candidates rather, for the Azimio la Umoja One Kenya Alliance, that is Martha Karua, went to tweet, and I quote, the Supreme Court has spoken, I respect but do not agree with the judgment. Of course, in a statement, Azimio la Umoja One Kenya Alliance, which is led by the Raila Odinga, for Prime Minister of Kenya, went ahead to release a statement to say they respect it as well, but they vehemently disagree with it, of course, and they're going to release a statement and also give further directions as far as this is concerned, trickling down to the Kenyans on the ground. Of course, dissenting voices, some say they are for the election results, some say we don't agree with them, but one thing has come out very clearly. People want peace, people want the country to move on, because, it is hard to do anything in a country where you don't really know what is happening. You're in uncertain times. So people are calling for the president-elect and his close rival, rather, to just come together and work for the betterment of Kenyans, because at the end of the day, everybody wants to be in a country where they feel peace and security of their lives is one of the top priorities of the country.
Okay. Well, interestingly, we had issues about falsification of document before the Supreme Court. I don't know if both parties have talked about it or touched on it just yet, but issues about unity and peace talks, as you alluded to. Do we have any indication from President Ruto on what that way forward will be in terms of unity for Kenya?
Yes, because from Deputy President William Ruto, who is now the president-elect, he says he will extend an olive leaf to the other camps, those, of course, who voted for him and those who did not vote for him. He wants to work with them. He said he'll reach out to the current sitting president of Kenya, Uhuru Kenyatta, to talk to him about the succession process, talking about bringing the other people on board just so that working together, he wants a united Kenya. He said he is a president for everyone, those who voted for him and those who did not vote for him. So he's called on them. He's already made that call, extended an olive leaf to everybody that was not for his win to come together, sit on the table, discuss on what would be better for them moving forward so that the country can just steer economically forward, of course.
Well, I'd like to get a sense of what the streets of Kenya looks like this evening in terms of supporters of Ruto, president-elect. Is there street bashes? What exactly is happening on the streets of Kenya?
Yeah, well, the streets, I can tell you, people are having a good time. There were jubilants. We saw people dancing, we saw people holding hands, celebrating the win. And this is something that it's been witnessed in many parts of the country, but in particular in Eldoret, where the president-elect hails from, that was the center of all the parties. That people are celebrating, feeling happy. And of course, the deputy president-elect, Rigathi Gachagua, his home is in Nyeri. So people are celebrating, they're enjoying, the streets are calm, people are having a good time. So it's more of a celebratory mood because you see, this is someone who took a shot at being president for the first time, won, despite many people feeling that he may not win. People have this narrative in the country where you have to be in the opposition for a while before you get elected. But for this man, he went and made history. So, and the narrative that he was selling, the bottom-up economy, taking Kenyans from down and pulled them up as far as economic development is concerned, resonated with many people. Remember, this is a country where a lot of unemployed, they're suffering the job cuts, people are being let go, others are being retrenched. So he sold hope, and many people took it in. So for his win, it's a win that would not just be a win for him, but for many Kenyans who feel like he's the right man to steer the country forward in terms of economic development.
Okay.
So
Well,
it's a celebration.
Yusuf, we're grateful. We'll see you in Kenya soon. That's Yusuf. He's with Kenya Broadcasting Corporation. You're watching Joy News Prime with me, Emefa. Upholds.